Hi, this is hopefully going to be a quick video. I want to explain all the additions and updates to iPrecision and the apps since it came out. It's been quite a lot of them, so I want to make sure everyone's got all the available information. I'm not going to be explaining exactly how things work, won't be much the technical stuff in this, just making sure that people know it's available. So get straight into it. First up, the website help.iprecision.com. It's for troubleshooting. If you've got a video and you think, why isn't this working? Why can't I track the pupil? You can upload it. I think up to 500 megabytes, so fairly large videos. I get an email telling me it's there. You can let me know as well if you want to make sure. I'll download it, I'll put it into the software myself and try and work out what's going wrong. And I'll send you an email back letting you know if the video should be working, if there are things you need to do to change the video, or the settings that I use to get it to work, if I can get it working. And if I can't work out why it's not working, then I'll try and fix the software so it does work. Next up, a slightly bigger one for some people, I think. There's, since a few days ago, an iPhone app available. Unfortunately, not for the video processing, but to make the recording better. So the iPhone app is, I think, about $10 US, $11 US on the App Store on your phone. Unfortunately, not for Android yet. I'm going to try, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do that. But it's an app which records video. You can set the frame rates, you can set the resolution, so you can go up to, at least on my phone, up to 240 frames per second. If you really want to get the details, you can go right down to 24 frames per second, I think. So you can choose bigger files, bigger frame rates. Obviously, the bigger the file, the longer it takes to process. And the massive advantage, I think, of the recording app, two things. It stops and starts recordings automatically with the website, with the EP Animations app, and also with EP Test, which is coming up soon. I'll mention that. I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. So when you click Start Animation, Stop Animation, when the animation finishes on your laptop, it can communicate with your phone, and it will say, okay, start recording, stop recording. And with the Animations app and with the EP Tests program, which is coming up, it will also show a preview of the camera before you start, so you can make sure you've got things lined up. It gives a bit of a grid and a couple of circles to indicate where the eyes should roughly be in the video. It also lets you set the brightness of the torch so that you can try and get the eyes nice and sharp before you start. Unfortunately, that can't happen with the website because of privacy reasons, but on apps on your computer, that makes it a lot easier to make sure that you've got a good quality recording before you go through all of the tests. Like I said, it's only for iPhone. I think $11 US or something on the App Store. I think 12 euros, I'm not sure exactly. That's available now. You can give it a try. And then, like I said, the testing app, that's going to be a kind of really trimmed down version of the Animations app. It doesn't do any data analysis. You can't even choose which tests you're going to do from the app. This is a patient-facing app. As a provider in EP Animations, you can generate a code which your test subject then can fill in at home. They can download the app for free. EP Test will be completely free. They can fill in the code on their program and it will automatically run the animations that you've chosen, horizontal or vertical. All the animations which are available on EP Animations will then be available for free at home. It won't do any data analysis. They'll have to record it on their own phone or however they want to record it, and then send it to you, and then you can put it into iPrecision and you can go through the data analysis in the Animations app. That's going to be out in the next couple of days, I assume. It'll be on a different website. It's kind of a more patient-facing site, so that's iprecisionrecorder.com. I'll put that down at the bottom of the screen somewhere. And that's going to be kind of for getting the iPhone app, the EP Tests, the tests program, and a bit of explanation. Next up to change is the additions to the Animations app. There's been quite a lot of them since it came out, so I've got a whole list in front of me here. Let's start with, well, what I've already mentioned, the integration with the phone app. That's available now. There's also automatic recording with OBS Studio. So for people using goggles, if you've got them connected to OBS, you can do that with a phone, but you can't get the light on, so that makes it more complicated. But there's a little checkbox, and that when you put that on, you can communicate with OBS on the same computer. And then when you click start recording, OBS will start recording from the camera you're using. When the animation ends, it will stop recording again. That's built into OBS. There are a couple of settings you need. That's on the website learn.iprecision.com with the kind of tutorials and the explanations. So I'll put a link to that somewhere. Other more kind of functional changes to the EP Animations app. I'm not sure if it was in there when it first came out. Full screen mode. People have been asking about that. It's in the settings, I think, under View, and then you can set it to use full screen instead of just the area that it uses kind of by default. The animations run exactly the same, but it takes up the entire screen. If you want to exit that, you just hit escape. So also extra animations have been added. I think the main one that have been asked for was breaks, so 3, 5 or 10 second breaks, so that your test subject has a moment just to kind of relax, look away, close your eyes, whatever. If you need longer, put 2 breaks in a row. You can have 20, 30, 40 seconds, whatever you like, but you can just add them in the queue. And for some people with slightly older computers, the animations weren't playing particularly smoothly at the start, especially the pursuits notice it the most. So you can also choose the frame rate now, 60 frames a second or 30 frames a second. 30 frames a second on a big screen will never look completely smooth with a pursuit. 60 frames per second should do if your computer can handle it. When you've gone through the whole analysis, I think some people might not even have kind of discovered the data analysis part yet. When you've been through the entire analysis and you open the interactive graph, you can now also get the video to play back on the screen with the graph, so you can kind of explain things a little more easily. Moving on to the main iPrecision app, there's also been a lot of changes in there. A big part is setting the mode, so you can use smartphone or goggles mode, and that gives you a little bit more control over the settings you can change, how it tries to follow the pupil. The actual processing is just a little bit different. It sets a couple of the rules differently. You can change the modes in the menu at the top, and it will show you on the screen which mode you're currently in. One of the big things which has then been added with smartphone mode is being able to change the hue, so kind of filtering out colours. I had a couple of people who had recorded with kind of brown eyes, that sort of thing, and their tracking was a little bit different. But by filtering out some colours, you can quite often get a much sharper contrast between the pupil and the iris around it. Not much use with infrared goggles, no use with infrared goggles, but it can help with some smartphone recordings. It's definitely not always necessary, but it's there. Also available to change now, you can change how much room the auto threshold gives for the pupil threshold. That's a complicated one. I think I'll make a whole video about the pupil threshold, but that's in the advanced settings. If you will notice, okay, my threshold's always too low, always too high, go into the advanced settings in the menu, you can change it. Like I said, I'll explain that in another video. Blink detection has been added. You can turn it on or off for smartphone or for goggles mode. And what that does, sometimes if someone blinked, the software will get confused and try and follow the eyelashes instead of the pupil. That should filter that out. Again, not always what you want. Sometimes you might run a video and think, okay, the blink detection's been too strong, I'm going to turn it off and see if it's better. That option's also in the advanced settings, but a lot of the time that should get more reliable results. When the software detects a blink, it will also give the graph a different coloured line so that you know, okay, that's not where the eye was necessarily, that's while there was a blink going on. And also related to that, or at least added to the advanced settings, It's a more recent addition, dynamic eye selection area. So when you're marking your video and you draw a rectangle around where the eye is, for goggles, that's nice and easy because the goggle stays fixed. With a smartphone video, you tend to get more head movement, so the eye will drift around a little bit where it is on the screen. If you're using a head position marker, a sticker, to kind of correct for that movement, the eye area that you marked now moves with the head, so you can keep much tighter to the pupil and exclude eyebrows, maybe eyelashes, keep the area much smaller. Again, you can turn that on or off. It's only in smartphone mode, but the option is there, and I would definitely recommend it if you're using smartphone recordings. What else do we have? Oh yeah, once you've gone into your results view, when you've run your tests in the animations, you click on view results. The results view has been smarted up a little bit. The lines hopefully a little bit clearer on the graphs. You can go through frame by frame instead of having to watch the whole video. And what you also can do now is open the results in EP Animations directly. So you've had your test subject watching the animation, you've recorded their eyes, you've taken the video and you've put it into eye precision, and that's given you your results graph, your results video. Previously, you would have to go back to EP Animations, click on data analysis, find the file that that eye precision had just created, and when I was doing it myself, I found it a little bit unnecessarily complex. So now there's a button in eye precision bottom right of the results view. You click on that and it will automatically open eye precision. If there are animations in the animation queue, it will take them with it, and it will load the file automatically into the data analysis part. If the animations are already in the queue, you only have to click generate graph and it should do the entire data analysis with a couple of clicks. If you don't have the animations in the queue, you can still add them manually, of course. A couple of other little things. You can now add a test subject ID. So if you've got a name, a number, if you just want to describe what the test is, there's a box at the top left. You don't have to use it, but it changes the results file name. And I'm not sure if it's going to be relevant for anyone at all, but the videos are now saved as MP4s instead of AVI files. Takes up a little less room on your computer. It was a little bit easier to get them running in the browser for watching with the results graphs. And then 2 more additional programs to go with all of this. The first one is available already. It's sort of in beta testing. It's free for anyone with eye precision. Called it EP Data, and it's a program which gives analysis results of the analysis of the results. So for example, if you've got pursuits, you can tell the program, okay, pursuit starts here, ends here, analyze it for me, and it will tell you how many saccades it recognizes within the pursuit, how close the pursuit stayed to the expected position. For a nystagmus, it will try and tell you if it's left or right or up or down beating. It can't do rotation, unfortunately, but left or right and up and down, and how quickly it's beating. This is not designed to replace your own kind of interpretation of the results. It's more designed for easy note-taking, quickly recording the results, and getting things like nystagmus, getting some kind of numbers for it. It's never going to be perfect, it's never going to be precise, but it just simplifies things a little bit. It's just a little free extra thing just to, which I wanted to have for myself, basically. And I think last thing, the EP Latencies app, High Precision Latencies. This is not out yet, it's still being tested. It's related to the other apps, but a little bit separate. It's kind of an equivalent to the Animations app with its data analysis, but with a very specific goal. I think this will probably be priced at about $50 roughly, and should be out fairly soon. And what it does is, I guess, a sort of mini saccadometry. It gives relative saccadic latencies, left versus right. So a fairly specific, specialized product. It can't give absolute latencies because the videos are recorded externally. It can't know exactly when the stimulus was given, but it can compare the speed or the latency of saccades to the left compared to latencies of saccades to the right. Possibly with the new iPhone app, it might be able to give some relative saccadic velocities with really high frame rates, but so far that's not quite possible. But at least the relative saccadic latencies are working pretty well. So what this involves is watching 100 or 125 or 150, you can select it, latencies or saccades on the screen, same as in the animations app, and then putting the video into iPrecision, putting the results back into the latencies app, and it will analyze them and get the latencies and give you a fairly precise difference or timing difference between left and right. Like I said, it's not quite ready yet, but hopefully that'll be out in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye on the website for that. Once it's ready, it'll appear at iprecision.com/purchase, iprecision.com/downloads. $40 or $50, I think, probably, but we'll see exactly how that comes out. I'll be trying to make more videos about more specific technical parts, but in the meantime, if there's anything that's not working, anything you don't understand, you can always email me. I get lots of emails from people using these products, try to help out. It's keeping me busy, I like it. So send me emails, support@iprecision.com, or upload your videos to help.iprecision.com, and I'll be happy to help in any way I can. Thanks.